Andrea Donsky, host of New Hope Network's Soapbox Series, and today I'm here with Mark Sisson, founder of Primal Kitchen, and Morgan Zanotti, president and founder of Primal Kitchen. Welcome to the show, Mark and Morgan.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Hi, Andrea. Thanks so much.
So happy to have both of you here. Morgan, let's start with you. For those who aren't familiar with Primal Kitchen, can you tell us a little bit about the company and the brand, and also what are some of your most popular products?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were founded in 2015. We launched February 2nd, to be exact, with mayonnaise made with avocado oil. So we launched with just one product, and we had only one product for almost the entire first year of business. Then we expanded out into other condiments, sauces, dressings, toppings mainly, and all based around avocado oil.
Mark, can you tell us a little bit about your Primal Blueprint diet?
Sure. My Primal Blueprint diet is based on a concept, no longer a radical concept, by the way, that we should all be eating natural foods. We should be eating just real food. Initially, it was based on my interpretation of what has been now termed the paleo diet. The understanding was that, we have these amazing bodies, this genetic recipe that expects us to be healthy and happy and lean and fit and productive. And that over the years, we've developed the types of foods that are not expected by our genes. And so these crazy Frankenfoods that we're eating, these processed foods that we're eating, these packaged foods, all these different variations of sugar, salt, fat, sweet, crunchy, designed to appease the palate, do us very little good in terms of our health. That in order to achieve the health that we all deserve, we should go back to an ancestral diet, a primal diet.
Mark, I'm curious what the environmental impact is of going primal.
It's really all across the board. Obviously, when you stop eating packaged, processed foods and just choose produce and meat from your grocery store, you're eliminating the plastic and the boxing and all of the footprint that it took the carbon footprint to process all of these Frankenfoods and deliver them to the store, sometimes from, thousands of miles away, tens of thousands of miles away.
Morgan, I have a question for you. When and where do you recommend or suggest incorporating organic products when you're following a primal diet?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think most people might be familiar with the Dirty Dozen at this point. So it's a good place to start if you're going to prioritize which products to purchase organic. I think that's a good list to start from. Obviously, we emphasize the high quality aspect of meat, but truth be told, there's a lot of farmers markets around the world where you can get to know your farmers, and they might not be certified organic because there's a lot of paperwork involved with becoming certified organic, or the land has to be organic for a certain number of years. They haven't met yet, but they're following organic principles. I think just getting closer, the closer you can get to the source, you'll have better luck finding quality items.
Mark, I know that one of your signature meals is your big ass salad, which, by the way, I love that name. It's awesome. Can you explain the importance of the meal and how to make it? Actually, I'd love to know.
Well, sure. Well, the importance of the meal is based on my continued concept that we should consume a lot of vegetables. Like I'm still a fan of the bottom of your food pyramid being comprised largely of plants. And in my world, the easiest way to consume lots of vegetables is all kind of mixed together and in a natural state in a salad. So the big ass salad originally started as a tool for me to conveniently consume lots of colorful vegetables in one meal. And then I would always add some protein to that. So it became kind of this signature meal where I would get most of the vegetables for the day in this one salad, and then some substantial protein and some healthy fats in the form of the dressing that you would put on the salad. So it's like the most complete meal I could imagine.
This leads me to my next question is, as founders, and I already think I know the answer, is how involved are both of you when it comes to innovation in the company currently? Morgan, let's start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are intimately involved in innovation. I would say this is what Mark and I like the most about running the business and what we spend the most time on. So we have done everything with a very small group. We haven't, some brands might go out and hire some agency to come and help them think about what's next for the brand and, spend a ton of money to have someone else develop your products. That certainly isn't how we've approached things. So we did launch into frozen this year. That was like our biggest stretch on the innovation front, but everything is really developed by Mark and I's passion and what we think is needed in the marketplace that's missing. So yeah, we're very involved.
So one of the issues with ketchup has always been high fructose corn syrup. Like, what is it? How come no one solved for that problem over those years? How come no one made an organic, unsweetened, great tasting ketchup? And so we set about to do that, and we solved for that, and it was fantastic. And one of the things I have to say is the great tasting aspect of that is a critical component of how we analyze our products and develop new products. It has to taste great. I want every bite of food I put in my mouth to taste great. And so that becomes sort of the overriding principle. What can I add to this type of food that tastes great and that has not only no bad ingredients in it, but has some maybe functional ingredients as well. With that in mind, we started looking at every aisle of the supermarket and every aisle of the grocery store and going, okay, where is it that we could make a contribution, that we could make a product that people have been looking for, craving over the years, but choose not to buy because the current suite of offerings just does not satisfy. So many consumers are now looking at the label, and it only takes one or two ingredients that they can't pronounce for them to now put it back and say, nope, I'm not going to buy it this time. So we want to be that company that creates the products that fulfills that need that it's emerging more and more now as consumers become more aware.
Yeah, and as a consumer of your products, I can 100% vouch for the fact that it is delicious. And I love hearing you're a food company, the fact that your number one, number one thing to make sure that the products actually taste amazing. So your number one goal. So I love hearing that. I have one last question for both of you. Mark Sisson, how do you spark change?
My mission initially was to change the health of 10 million people through education. And that's what sort of begat my website, Mark's Daily Apple, my books, Primal Blueprint, and all of the 15 books ever since. It wasn't until, I think I reached about 10 million people, several years into this, and I had to add a zero. I said, okay, let's make it 100 million people now. But what do we do to get that kind of a massive change, a sea change? And that's really, I think, the power of Primal Kitchen Foods, offering the types of foods that people can consume and know that they're good for them, know that they're enhancing their food eating experience, and particularly their healthy food eating experience, whether or not they ever got the educational aspect of this. And so that's, in my mind, that's how I'm sparking change, is through this food innovation as the next iteration of a long-term educational strategy.
Thank you, Mark. And how do you, Morgan Zanotti, spark change?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I'm a big believer in business's ability to affect change on a mass scale, maybe not as mass as Mark's, because he's been inspiring millions of people for a decade. But we have a lot of women in senior leadership at Primal Kitchen. We take pride in how we treat our employees. We're constantly tracking retention. I mean, we've only had 2 employees turnover this year. So I think just the way we run the business is it's very family oriented, and that's hugely important to us. And I think that ripples out into communities nationwide. And in addition, like Mark said, every time we create a product that disrupts an aisle in the grocery store, like our mayonnaise did, and we have more people, more companies, maybe piggybacking along the movement, and more people following this diet and buying our products, that's more healthy fat that's consumed in the world and less canola and soybean oil. So we're effectively making the world a healthier place through innovation as well.
I could not agree more. Thank you to both of you for doing our interview today.
Thanks, Andrea.
My pleasure.
And thanks to all of you for watching. Be sure to catch us next time on New Hope Network's Soapbox Series.